Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello. We're on Facebook and Instagram at the same time, and they didn't come on at the same time. They are now on at the same time.
We are now live on both on Instagram. We look like we're on a ship.
Hello,
and we're
Instagram.
a bit... Ooh.
I've tried to adjust, but you just keep going back on the kilter, so...
Okay,
Yes,
so,
better.
yes,
Yeah,
it
right.
might stay like that, or it might just go whoop as we go
it's
along.
alright this time.
So, today we are talking about when to use pop-ups and how to use them well. And we have got 5 top tips for you around this. You may have seen recently that we have been doing some slightly silly reels, and pop-ups is one of the things that we have been doing reels on because people genuinely get annoyed with them. Hello, Chantel. People genuinely get annoyed with them. People...
If you haven't seen our reel, go and check it
yeah.
out because it's pretty funny.
It is funny.
Even if I say so myself.
And people sort of feel like they perhaps should use them on their website, but they're not sure how to use them in a way that won't annoy everybody coming to their website. And you genuinely can have quite a lot of success with pop-ups on your website. We ourselves have had people sign up to things by clicking on pop-ups on our website. So not everyone hates them, and if you use them well, you really can get some good success with them on your website.
If you don't know what a pop-up is, then you've obviously never been on a website before. It's normally when something like literally pops up and then has sign up to this thing or download this thing or watch my video on this or whatever. That is a pop-up.
And when we decided we were going to do this as our first live back after our summer break, I went to Answer the Public, which is a fantastic site if you're ever trying to think of like blog...
It sounds like you're famous. I've just got to Answer the Public now. And let me just...
Answer the Public
a website.
Is a website that's great for just seeing what people are genuinely asking about or looking for around your area of expertise. So it's great to give you ideas for blog posts and things like that, and also can really help you shape your titles of posts or podcasts or lives, just things that are going to make people actually want to stop and read or listen. And so I put pop-ups into Answer the Public, and the top things that came up around pop-ups were how to stop website pop-ups, how to remove website pop-ups, and why do websites have pop-ups, which shows that people are really irritated by them. So as a website owner, you really do need to get it right. But it also could also see that people want to get it right because people are also searching when to use website pop-ups, and that's a key one, and when and what pop-up size to use. So they know they need to get it right, and that is another key one as well. So we will start with our 5 top tips around when to use pop-ups and how to use them well. And the first tip is, number 1, don't use pop-ups constantly. So just use them when you have got something new or something specific that you want to tell your website visitors about. Because if they are always coming up every time someone comes to your website, they are just going to click on the cross without even looking at the pop-up. Even though that pop-up could be telling them about something new and different, they're not even going to look because they're just going to go, oh, there's that pop-up, and click the cross. So just use them if you've got something new coming up. So if you have got a workshop that you want to send people to, if you have got, hi Kath, if you have got possibly a new product that has just come out, or if there is some news out there that's relevant to your industry, perhaps there's a change in your industry and you've written a blog post about this and you want to get it onto your website and go, have you heard? Read this now, or important news, read this now. But only use the pop-ups when you have got something key to tell people. Don't use them all the time. Hello, everyone said hello to us today.
Instagram's friendly, Facebook hates us. But,
hello, Nikki.
Hi everyone on Instagram.
Yeah, Facebook not talking to
Whatever,
us. Instagram
Facebook
is. Hello, Nicola.
Yeah.
I've got everyone talking to me. So, and now Siri is talking
Hi,
to
Siri.
us.
Thanks for saying hello. That's really helpful.
So yeah, don't use pop-ups constantly. Number 2, Chris.
Oh, sorry, Siri was bothering me. Don't have pop-ups appearing instantly. So like as soon as you hit the web page, even if like it's just loading, it's like boom, pop-up, because that's annoying for starters.
Really is.
It's also not particularly good from an SEO perspective. So I don't want to get too technical, but Google basically has a look at your page and will download the page as if it was an actual page. And if it detects that you're kind of interfering with the kind of user flow and all the CLS metrics and all that kind of stuff, then it will effectively penalise you. It won't be happy about it. It's still, the jury's still a bit out on whether it's properly going to penalise you, but the general rule of pop-ups, if they come up instantly, is not a good thing from a user experience perspective more than anything. If you do want to have pop-ups coming up, you can do things like timing them. Have we got that as an extra
No,
tip?
this is part of this one.
Okay, so you can time them. So you can have like 20 seconds in. I normally say 20 seconds in because normally someone's engaging with your page. They're reading the info on there. And 20 seconds, although it sounds like a long time, is not a long time if they're engaging with the content anyway. So it's kind of like timely. It's almost like if someone pops into a shop, you know, if you go into like a shop on the high street, and as soon as you go through the door, someone right there going, "Hello, sir, how can I help you?" It's gonna, like, you're gonna turn around and leave straight away, kind of probably running maybe slightly,
Or politely look around and then
or
leave as soon as you can.
"No, I'm fine, thanks." But you know, if you start looking around and you sort of go over to one section of the shop and they're like, "Oh, I see you're looking at that, and I've got a bit more info on that," then it's relevant and then it seems more like natural. So you can do the same thing with your pop-ups as well. Another thing you can do is you can detect scroll on some pop-ups as well, and this obviously is going to depend on the platform that you're using, but there's some good WordPress plugins that will detect scroll. So as you go like 20, 30, 40% down the page, that's when the pop-up will come, because you know that people are scrolling and actually engaging with the content. So that's a good way of doing it as well. And you can make them pop up via a button click as well.
Yeah, and we use the scroll one on our site.
Yeah.
That's the one that we find works best. We can see that people are genuinely reading and going down the page, and we let them have a little while to read so they're not interrupted straight away. So
and it's quite a polite one. It just comes up in the corner as well.
Yep. So number 3, Chris, you can do that one too.
So that leads into my point. So the number 3 is choose a good pop-up size, especially on mobile. So yeah, we use like a quite discreet one on RaySayWebsites.com. If you go and have a look now, you'll see that it just kind of, after a little bit of a scroll on the page, you'll just see like it slide in, really cutely sliding on the side. And that works well on mobile as well, because you'll probably find on a lot of different sites that you hit a page and the first thing is a massive pop-up that comes up in your face, and you can't find the blink and close button because it's off somewhere up there. So just make sure that they're a good size for mobile, and they appear with like some padding around them so you can actually see what's behind the page. A cross button, like get rid of buttons, really clear. On the desktop, laptop, if you can click outside or on the cross or press the escape key to get rid of them, that's also very good as well, because some people don't want to have the pop-ups just popping up. So size is really important in that regard in pop-ups. And also on the kind of laptop desktop version, discrete works quite well. If you want to be a bit more in people's faces, you can have a top banner, which works quite well because it's often the first thing that people see. And again, it doesn't have to come with the page. You can like push the page down after a little while. And if you've got a pop-up coming up in the screen, I would suggest don't take more than like the kind of middle center part of the screen. So like so you can still see the rest of the site around it. Those big kind of in your face kind of full page pop-ups are just really irritating.
Yeah, absolutely. And our 4th tip is consider having a pop-up that is anchored to the side of the page, because that way people can see the pop-up, they know it's there, but especially if they are on on a desktop or a laptop or a tablet, they can very easily keep reading the information on the page with that pop-up being there anchored to the side. We use a side anchored pop-up ourselves, and that way it's there. It's made people aware of what it is you want to tell them about, but it hasn't stopped them from reading what they want to read at the moment. And then they can come to it a bit later and go, okay, I will click on that now. I do want to find out about it. So having an anchored pop-up like that is really good. And like Chris said a minute ago, it does sort of almost slide in a bit more gently.
It's called a slider.
Yeah, it's less poppy-uppy, it's less irritating, less offensive.
It's more like someone just poking their head around going, "Can I help you?"
Are you
and
interested?
You're going, "In a minute, let me just finish looking at this first."
So yeah, and then number 5.
Always set your pop-up up. Oh, that's confusing.
Oh.
So it doesn't keep reappearing. So yeah, you can set things on so they're called cookies. which I'm sure people are aware of cookies. And also you do have pop-ups come up because of cookies, asking if you can use your cookies. But skipping all of the technical nonsense, incidentally, I heard that the UK government might be doing away with that whole pop-up cookie policy thing.
Wouldn't
but
that
I don't
be
know if that's going to
nice?
happen or not. Anyway, but what you can do is you can set a cookie in someone's browser so that once they've dismissed the pop-up, and this can work site-wide, then once they've dismissed it, said goodbye to the pop-up on one page, then the site will remember it either for that session or for another 30 days, for example. It will drop a cookie in the browser just so they know they've browsed the rest of the site. You tried to do something that you thought they might find interesting, they didn't. So don't keep asking them. Because you don't, like using the shop analogy. If someone comes over and says, "Oh, I see you're looking at that piece of jewellery," and you say, "Yeah, I'm not really interested at the moment," and they just come right back up to you and say, "I saw you looking at a bit of jewellery." Like, "No, I'm not interested." "I saw you looking at a bit." It gets annoying, doesn't it? After so think about real world experiences in terms of your website. Having said all of that, and as much as people hate pop-ups, they do actually work. And there is proven metrics that they do work on websites. So although some people might find them evil, if they use the approaches that we have outlined today, you can make them less of a problem but still effective as a lead generator for you.
So Nikki's asking, does Wix allow you to do this? Which I think came up after we were talking about the anchored gentle slide-in pop-up.
No idea. Because we use WordPress and it's a lot better than Wix. But Wix does have pop-ups. I just don't know the extent to which you can use pop-ups on Wix. And obviously you can still embed other things from like MailerLite and their versions of pop-ups and external code and stuff. But one of the reasons that we like WordPress is you can really control the whole feel all the way through your website. Whereas with things like Wix and Squarespace, you are often limited to what they provide, and if you don't like it, there's nothing you can do about it. Whereas in WordPress, you can install a different plugin that works a different way. But
yeah, it might be worth just having a play, Nikki, or there are lots of VAs out there who do sort of almost specialise in Wix. So to chuck something in like one of the groups that we're in, I'm sure someone will have the specific Wix answer for you.
But yeah, if it's like a MailerLite thing, they come with their own scripts and things, so you can embed a little form and it will do the pop-up bits itself, and that will have some configurable components as well. The one bit which would be tricky would be cookie setting, because you can't often set a cookie from a different location because of the way their embed code works. So that would be a caveat. I'd say you might not be able to remember if they've closed or not.
Yeah. And yeah, good tip comparing to real life shops. That is why we started doing our reels, making people trying to think about the fact that people are looking at websites in their real life. It's not this virtual world that's going on and you can be rude and everything else to people. Think about if it was in real life, and like Chris's reel where he is a pop-up,
a human pop-up.
He's a human pop-up and keeps popping up. So yeah, it is. You do need to think about, would this annoy me if this was happening to me really? If the answer is yes, don't do it on your website.
We have got another reel coming up about using keyword rich in your conversations as well.
That's coming today.
Yes. So in terms of kind of SEO as well. So that's like when you think about your website, think about it in real terms with a real person at the end of it. I know people get really obsessed, and I know we're going a bit off topic here, but people get really obsessed with how Google's ranking their site and the keywords that they've got on there and the titling they've got on there, and actually get to such a point that they don't have any, it's not readable for a human. Yeah, it's great for a bot, but it's not readable for a human. And Google and other search engines are getting more and more clever about the way that they index sites anyway, and their algorithms are adjusting to more of what a real person's looking for. So as long as you're writing content and designing your pages and creating your experience for real people and your ideal customer, you can't really go far wrong in terms of websites. But it is confusing because there's so much information out there.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
So to summarise what we've talked about, pop-ups work. Do use them. but use them well, and that is when they will work. So it's worth going and giving it a go, experimenting a little bit, putting them on there and then going and visiting your website yourself. Like we always say, always go and test things, always go and review your site, go and cast a critical eye over your site. So if you start using pop-ups, go and cast that critical eye over it, thinking, does that work for me? Does it need to be a little bit longer before it pops up? Is it annoying me? And then just take it from there, and a little bit of trial and error, and we're sure you will get it right.
Yes.
So have a fab week, everybody. We will be back again next Monday. This is a regular thing again at 1 o'clock on Facebook and Instagram. And then if you do not manage to catch us live, you can obviously replay on both of those. But the video will also go onto our Ready Steady website's YouTube channel as well. So you can go and watch it there. And if you... Shant has been watching us on her dog walk.
I hope your dog hasn't been lost in the walk while you've been watching us.
If you would like some more tips around planning your website so that it really works, that it actually does attract leads, get people on your email list and make you sales, then we are running a workshop tomorrow on Tuesday the 27th at 1 o'clock, so the same time as this. So if you would like to come and join us for that workshop, do, if you're on Instagram, go and click on the link in our bio, and you will be able to go and sign up for it there. If you're on Facebook, we'll pop the link underneath this video and you can come and join us tomorrow. And if you can't join us live, sign up anyway and watch the replay. And we will give you so many useful tips on that workshop that once you implement them, your website will be just a leads and sales generator. So have a fab rest of the day. People are off to think about their pop-ups now. And yeah, we 1 p.m. BST.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes, we are in the UK. So that is 1 p.m. BST, British Summer Time.
There will be a replay.
But there
of
will
the
be a
workshop,
replay
but obviously, you get to ask questions if you turn up live.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, cool. So yeah, hopefully we will see some of you tomorrow on that workshop. Well, we're going to see a lot of people tomorrow on that workshop, judging by the amount of people that signed up. But hopefully some of you are watching. And yeah, we'll be back next week with another really helpful video to make your website work better for your business. So take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.